Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for installment of Scott Selections here for Tuesday, November 7th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a nice easy winner in the NBA with Nikola Jokic over 21.5 rebounds and assists at minus 120 on DraftKings. Really never in doubt, Jokic, I believe, had 29, 13, and 10 after three quarters. So we cashed before the fourth quarter even started. He ended up having more numbers after that. He is absolutely incredible. Best player in the league by a wide margin. Either way, nice winner for us. Look for the winner here on Tuesday. And for today's play of the day, going to hockey, you can look at a game between the Lightning and the Canadiens taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. After this game, I'm going to go with a team total. Going to take the Canadiens team total over 2.5 goals at minus 145 on BetMGM. Time recording of 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take the Canadiens team total over in this matchup. First reason, Tampa has been one of the worst defensive teams in the league this season. Big reason because Vasilevsky is still hurt, but the Lightning are allowing 3.5 goals per game, which is tied for the fifth most in the league. The Lightning have also been really bad defensively lately, as they have allowed at least 4 goals in each of their last 4 games, including 6 goals in the overtime loss last night against Toronto. But if you want to look at the actual road games this season for Tampa, the defense has not gone any better. In fact, the Lightning have allowed at least 3 goals in each of their 6 road games this season. So defense has not traveled. The road record's abysmal. Montreal's been pretty good at home. I think you're looking at a spot for Montreal to look pretty sharp offensively in this matchup. But to go through the scheduling spot once again, I mentioned it before, the Lightning are on a back-to-back after losing an overtime game to the Maple Leafs. In fact, they actually blew a 4-1 lead in that game. But they used their starting goalie, or I should say their new starter, because Vasilevsky's still injured, which means they're looking at Tompkins probably being in net, and he's not been good for Tampa so far this season. A 3.61 goals against average and an 891 save percentage. So with a pretty underwhelming goalie in net, and with a pretty poor defensive core based on the numbers this season, I think Montreal should be able to get to 3 in this game. Of course, you still have an overtime draw if it is 2-2 and you end up getting an extra 5 minutes in a shootout. Shootouts do count in this spot. But I think you're probably going to see another high-scoring game. Really, Tampa can't avoid them. Simply put, they have to try to outscore opponents because they can't stop anybody from scoring. And I do think Montreal, with Caulfield and some other underrated weapons on that team, have enough to get by against Tampa's defense. Now, I'm not going to take the money line. If you want to, you can. But I still have questions about Montreal as an overall roster. And I do think Tampa, of course, still has the high-end talent with Kucherov and Stamkos and Hedman. You get the point. So I think Tampa could win this game. But if they do, it's going to be a very high-scoring one because Montreal, once again, should be able to have a lot of chances in this matchup against a pretty poor defense. But 2.5 for a team at home that's been pretty good at home offensively so far this season, I think is a bit too low for a team total. I am going to go with the overs. Play that once again here for Tuesday, November 7th. It's going to be on the Canadiens team total over 2.5 goals and minus 145 on BetMGM. Bye, everyone.